Hi Aquarius, thank you for tuning in for your general reading. This is Tarot-blee Accurate. If you're new, welcome. I hope you come back, but if you've been coming back, if you've liked my videos, shared them with your friends, subscribed to them, any of those things, I appreciate it so much. You're the reason why I do these. So that being said, I want to apologize for the delay in getting you your video. I had this raging case of strep throat that wasn't cured. It's like this weird strain that's not cured by penicillin or amoxicillin, so I had to get a second antibiotic, but now I can talk again, so yay! Here are your messages. And then in addition to that, just wanted to say, I've been doing about 3 or 4 readings for every sign on YouTube for the last couple months, and that's like 48 videos a month, which is more than one a day in addition to the readings that I'm already doing for people on a private level, which I appreciate, and I love doing these because that's the whole point, right? To help people know what to expect so they can make the best choices, to have the happiest, best life. But it's very tedious. So what I'm going to do is continue to do your general readings here and then your love readings here on YouTube, just because those are the most helpful, I think, for people. And then all of the extra ones like stop, drop, and roll readings, angel readings, Maslow's pyramid readings, those kind of things, I'm moving over to Patreon. So I'm still doing them, but that's where you will find those if you're interested. And then also over there are lessons on how to read tarot, to use crystals, blah, blah, blah. If you care, link is below in the description box, but otherwise, if not, we'll just get right to the stuff you do care about. We'll get to your reading. So your general reading is for September 9th through October 9th, and it covers the areas of career and finance, as well as your home life, what's going on in your home or with the people who live there, your close friendships, and then love for singles and couples. Now, the first thing that comes out for you guys, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is that you might just feel like you're being judged at this point in time, right now. Now, why is that? And this is just kind of generally without a specific area. It has to do with you and your possessions and, who you are and how you carry yourself, your grace, your classiness, all of that stuff. You might be feeling like you're under attack. It might be that kind of a thing where, for example, if you went to one school in the past and everybody was really into like what they wore or like having their makeup or their hair a certain way, and then you go to a new place and then everybody's like, why do you do that? Like, you're so obsessed with like how you look and that kind of a thing. It's just an adjustment period. How can you cope with it? Don't say anything. Just, let it go. So there's that. There's a challenge here saying that you can manifest whatever you want. So I guess just really focus on what it is that's important to you, what it is that you want, what you desire, because you have infinite possibilities right now. But it's also a warning that whatever it is that you're thinking about, you're going to draw more into your life. So if you're really concerned, if you're really worried about what other people think of you, then other people are going to have their thoughts about you. But if you're actually not that concerned about it and you're just doing what makes you happy, other people are going to see that about you and appreciate that about you, okay? Okay, so now we'll get to your reading. Maybe that was just for one of you, for a few of you, but was something that needed to be heard. So what's going on in career and finances for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising from September 9th to October 9th? Ooh, you might be feeling tied to your job or to a specific money situation. Could be a payment plan, something like that. What this is saying is that it sucks. It totally does. But you can make changes to that. You can alleviate yourself from some of the stress. You can walk away if you so desire. Now, there's things about it that prevent you from doing that make you think that it's maybe not a good idea. But you absolutely can. Now, here's where, for a lot of you, it's because it's stable, because it's traditional, it's been working, it's been what you've been doing. Now, I want to run pros and cons on this to see, what happens. Now, this is a general reading, so I guess this is maybe something that's better served by like a private reading by me or any other reader, whoever you trust. But I want to look at this and just see kind of just generally what are the pros and cons of staying and leaving? So pros of staying and cons of staying, and then pros of leaving and cons of leaving. Okay, which that's not even a con. Okay, here we go. So the pros of staying is that everybody has the same goal, but there are going, which is a good thing, right? You and your workplace, or you and whoever else is involved in this agreement, you both want the same thing, right? So if it's a car payment, it's like you both want you to end up paying for the car and owning it, right? Like full out. If it's you and your workplace, it's like you have the same end result. You both want the same work to be done at the same quality. However, there are different ideas on how to get there, on how to do it. So there's bickering. There's stress. There's chaos. It's a 5. It's, argument, disharmony. Now, the cons of leaving here, the cons of staying with that are that is like takes balance. It takes longer to get things back into balance, but you have to trust your intuition as to what is the right thing to do here, okay? Now, if you are to change the arrangement, to leave the arrangement, to do something different, to leave a job, to get financing through somebody else, you're going to have really great ideas about how to do that and be enthusiastic about it. So that's really great. Now it says the negative, the con, would be a lack of heartbreak or sorrow or pain. Now that is an interesting thing to come up as a con. It's not really a con, is it? But it's just saying that you have to also be very cautious to not be tempted into something that is maybe not the best thing for you. So I guess it was a little ambiguous, but we tried to get an answer here. And maybe the reason why it wasn't very clear is because it is a general reading, and I don't want to send anyone off, and neither do your angels and spirit guides, which is how I read, want to send anyone off in the wrong direction. Okay, but what else is going on with career, work, finance, money? New actions, though, to be taken regardless. So new things, taking steps, moving forward towards more happiness and more money. So that's a really good thing. Okay, so what's going on for you in regards to your home? This could be your physical home or the people who occupy it with you. Worry. You're worried about something. Knock it off. Because all this does is bring more of what you're stressed about into your life as a reality per the law of attraction. So you might be not getting like good enough sleep. You might be totally stressed out about something at home. Well, it's easier said than done just to say like, knock it off, stop thinking about it. What this is saying is that there are still more challenges to come, but being stressed out and worried about it doesn't stop it from happening, right? So it says, think outside the box, get creative, and take those actions. Don't just sit on them and think about them. Don't fail to communicate what you're doing, but, actually think it through, get an idea, and blaze ahead so that you can change that energy, okay? Now, what's going on in regards to your friendships? Maybe a little chaos. Maybe some things had to happen. Maybe some conversations had to happen that kind of broke down some friendships or some unhealthy aspects of friendships. But the good news is that when those come crumbling down, then new, better things can be built in their place, whether that is a new, better relationship to come or maybe an opening for a new bestie, right? And this is just moving forward in the direction of your hopes and your dreams and what you want. So it might be a time of sort of purging friends that are kind of gross, like they don't serve you well. And then just, being happier with the friends that you do have, making new friends, that sort of a thing. I feel like maybe it was Gemini that had a very similar reading. So it's a good time to go out and meet people, especially those people, because they're looking for the same thing. And these kind of people might end up to be really good business partners as well. That's an added bonus. Okay, what's going on for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising in regards to your love life if you are single? Maybe some of the people that you're meeting want the same things that you do, but just have different ideas on how to go about it. So maybe at the end of the day, you're not dating just for like fun. You're not looking for an F buddy. You're looking for a spouse, like a future potential forever kind of mate. And maybe the people you're dating are too, but in the meantime, like their idea of what like a relationship should be and how it should move and how it should progress is totally different than yours, and that's not awesome. And so ultimately you're like, bye Felicia, and that's okay. It's okay. Because and but it's saying like some of you are just not closing the door on those kind of people. Like you're still maybe dating them a little bit here and there because you're like, well, ultimately they want the same thing as me. But here's the deal. If they ultimately want the same thing that you do, that's great and wonderful and whatever. But if you're already having trouble like being on the same page and have different ideas on how to do things, like is your whole relationship as it grows going to kind of be like that? That's something to consider. Whoa. So yeah, this is just saying that's unfair to both of you. So if it's already like that, like, whatever. Wait for the next one, because there's plenty of people out there who want the same things that you do. There really are, whether you believe it or not. And it just says that some of you might be feeling like getting to know people at all right now is just too much of a challenge. Like, I don't want to take the time to invest. And maybe that's part of it too, is like, if you are looking for a long-term potential mate, you don't want to like mess around like trying to figure out what does this person want, what are they after, and sometimes we don't even know what we want from a person until we really take the time to meet them. But it's exhausting, it's tiring. You have a number message here of 111, and I can already tell you that that is a very positive number about the law of attraction and keeping your thoughts positive. But let me read to you what it says. It says this number brings you the urgent message that your thoughts are manifesting instantly. So keep your mindset focused upon your desires and give any of your fearful thoughts to heaven for transmutation. So it's just like focus on what it is that you do want and not on what you don't want, so that you can attract that into your life, especially as a single person, like attracting the right person to you. This says that your mind is made up for the most part about the kind of people that are coming around you, about what you want, but maybe you're not executing it. So it's time to have those talks if you're in one of those situations. Some of you have just gotten a divorce and are recently single or in the process of getting a divorce. Maybe you're separated, something like that. And this is giving you new thoughts, new ideas, and kind of like a new zest for like going after what it is that you truly clearly want. So that's all well and great, but you have to focus then your thoughts on what it is you do want and not on what you don't want. And you have coming up here as a challenge, and this makes total sense for those of you who are just getting divorced or are recently divorced, the need to entirely close one door so that you can step through a new one, okay? It's like totally letting go of past relationships, and like whether or not it was like you were married, it doesn't matter. You have to totally let go of those exes so that you can welcome new people into your life, because if your heart is still attached to them, you don't have as much heart to give to the other person, and then the law of attraction isn't working as strongly for you. There was a raven that just flew by, and that I saw it in 2 windows, and it's saying that, and I just saw it again. Those are animal messages saying that big changes are coming. So just, you have to be very, very cautious of your thoughts this month, okay? Especially if you're single. So I think what your spirit guides, what your angels really want you to know is that the more that you complain that it's really hard work to meet new people, to get to know them, to go through like all that treachery of dating, the harder and more work it's going to seem like and be in your reality. So just be more positive and optimistic about it, because the whole world is out there waiting for you, like somebody who makes you feel like entirely whole and complete and is everything you ever dreamed of. That's cute. Okay. Moving on to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, who are coupled. And this is for September 9th through October 9th. Got some things. Good luck. Your luck is changing for the better, but you might not be having as much sex because you might not be feeling super confident about yourself. Now, that could be body issues. It could just be money related. It could be like maybe your partner doesn't make you, like maybe they cut you down or something like that. It says that it's a challenge this month to feel confident about yourself. Like, talk about redundancy. And this is more just about like wondering about facing challenges and things within your relationship, and is it worth it, or do we just stay here and keep the peace kind of a deal, and not even wanting to deal with it. So here's your advice. Do something romantic for your partner. Not say something romantic to them, do something romantic for them. Show them a real act of love, okay? Now, why should you do this? Whoa. Because maybe you're not being honest with yourself that that's part of the problem, right? If you go and you show them an act of love, then they reciprocate some sort of love back to you, whether it's the same way or a different way, but either way, then it boosts your confidence and makes you feel more loved in return, and then you're going to feel more confident and everything's going to turn around. And we already know that things are going to turn around because you have that Wheel of Fortune card saying that your luck is changing for the better. So it's saying you have to, though, this has to be an action, okay? It has to be something that you physically do. It could be a trip that you take. It could be an adventure that you go on, like maybe just spending time in nature, like going for a walk. It could be like surprising your partner with a metal detector and being like, let's go treasure hunting. It could be something really wild and strange like that, but romantic. Maybe you could bury a treasure for your partner. You could make like a treasure map and then they could go find it. Something cute like that, something very romantic. It's going to make you feel better about you and ultimately get you more sex. But it says if you're not taking that into your own hands, like you're lying to yourself about like how the problem is just going to change, because it isn't. It's just not. But some of you also feel like your partner is lying to you too, which is kind of an issue. And you just feel tied to them, but maybe you don't really want to be tied to them, but you don't want to disturb the peace. And so you're just like more work focused. Like you just don't even want to deal with it at this point in time. It says that, there's help out there for you, but ultimately, like, you're going to have to take an action eventually, and the sooner you do it, the better it's going to be, the better that things are going to go. Now, should you call them out on it? What happens if you do? You have to maybe take a little break from the relationship. What happens if you don't? Well, you'll feel more in control because you already kind of know what's going on, but it's like kind of a lonely throne to sit on, isn't it? Because now all of a sudden the communication's a little bit broken. But ultimately, this will be a happy month for you in your relationships if you put forward the effort. So it's not to say that anything is your fault. I don't want you to feel like that's what I'm saying here, but I am saying that you have control to fix the situation this month and ultimately be very happy in your relationship, because you don't want to grow old together like unhappy. And so this is just saying, go ahead, speak your truth, do what feels right to you, but then also do that romantic gesture too. Like, don't wait. There's a lot of horses in your reading just saying, go, 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 do it, do it, do it, do it. So this is a good month to just really do everything you want to do with your partner. You have this card here coming out as a challenge. Like, maybe some of you are just not seeing your partner anymore as like the whole world, like they just are not on the pedestal that you once had them on. And you don't even want to talk about it because you don't want to have to mention that and like defend your feelings. Like maybe they let themselves go or something like that. A lot of them are like totally emotionally imbalanced right now. Maybe they're depressed. Yeah, they're not feeling very strong about themselves. But that's why those romantic gestures, like those actions, are so important, because it also builds their confidence too. It's like some of you are in a relationship where it feels like it just fell short of like your expectations of what it would be, like how it would be. Like you thought it'd be much more majestic and loving, and then you're just like, do I really want to put any more work in? Like kind of feeling hopeless a little bit, but not talking about it either. So, but by not talking about it, you're just getting older and older and staying in something that doesn't make you happy. And like some of you are just you're not being nitpicky. You're not focusing on like little nags and things like that, trying to keep the peace. But ultimately, you're going to have to just probably walk away from it if that is the part of the reading that is resonating for you. Your gut intuition is telling you that, and that's ultimately how you're going to achieve your happiness. It's like there is love there, but the grass is actually greener on the other side. So if you'd like some personal help in navigating these these energies for your own life, My contact information to get a reading is below in the description box. You've got, like, you can't see them because they're just at a screen, like right here. So I wonder if maybe some of them will show up if you watch the video, but there's just like angels like flying all over the place. So anyway, if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box below, but otherwise I will see you soon for love readings. So for those of you that I was talking about before, about maybe needing to walk away, they're not your soulmate, okay? So feel okay about doing that because your soulmate's out there. Okay, I'm sorry to say that. That totally sucks. Love and light. Mwah!